Welcome to Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, a ridiculously awesome podcast bursting with insightful commentaries and intriguing conversations on the topics and issues that are on the minds of marketers, advertisers, social media, and PR professionals today. Hey everybody, this is Bob Cargill of Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, and I am excited to be speaking today with Susan McKenney and Tom Libby. They are co-founders of Smarketing Connect, and you might ask, and it would be a great question, what the heck is Smarketing Connect? Well, you're going to learn all about Smarketing Connect today. Tom and Susan are going to tell you all about it. It's an interesting concept, and I'm interested in learning about it more myself. So, Susan and Tom, let's jump right into things. Tell me about yourselves.
Great. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having us. I have a background in sales of about 25 years, and Tom and I started an outsourced sales company a few years back, and based on our experience there, we formulated Smarketing Connect because people were asking us questions about marketing when we wanted to talk to them about sales. This is how we kind of came about it.
Yeah, again, thanks for having us. I have been in sales for about 20 years now, and most of my career has actually been in sales management. So I've actually spent most of my time either in the sales manager or VP of sales type roles. And when we started Diversified Sales Solutions, it was kind of a natural progression for me to start into the sales consulting world. And like Susan said, we got a lot of questions about marketing, so we decided to join forces with marketing people and start Smarketing Connect.
So what I'm hearing is you're not marketers per se. You have the background in sales, but sales and marketing, and I feel this strongly. It sounds like we're probably on the same page. It kind of joined at the hip. And you're kind of being that hip, if you will, trying to connect marketers and salespeople, correct? Is that one way of looking at it, or?
Yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, if you look at the term smarketing, the term smarketing actually has been around for a long time. HubSpot coined the phrase about 10 years or so ago, but they use it as smart marketing, which a lot of marketers out there employ. And we look at it from a different perspective. We look at it as more the convergence of sales and marketing together, kind of to work together versus, marketing does their thing and sales does their thing, and they're operating in separate silos. And then there's a lot of finger pointing as to what's not getting done. So we look at it from a perspective of let's get these people in areas of the business on the same page.
So specifically, listeners probably have no idea still what Smarketing Connect is. It's a website that features, could it be marketing people as well as sales people?
Yeah, what Smarketing Connect actually does is it puts a place for local sales and marketing experts to actually showcase themselves and what they do. We put them all together. We'll put their blogs, we'll put any of their information, their websites, their profiles, and people can get on and look up who they want to use. And additionally, we've added a new feature recently where they can get people to rate them as well, so that somebody can get on and see someone's really highly rated and see all of their work, and then use them or click.
Could the people use each other? In other words, if I'm on the site, and I am, have a free listing, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I see someone else on the site that I want to partner with.
Exactly.
Does that happen? Is that happening more?
That actually has already happened a couple of times. So we, as owners of Diversified Sales Solutions, we've used some of our marketing connections on that site to allow us to get bigger contracts. We were able to leverage strengths of other marketing people so that we were able to sign bigger clients than we normally would have signed with just us as Diversified Sales Solutions. Yeah. So that actually happens more often than not. There's a couple of other examples of it. One of our sales training contributors, Ken Chiao, has also been able to work with one of our marketing contributors on the site to move his needle forward. That happens actually almost organically, like to your point. So if you're one of our experts on the site and you're looking around, you see somebody that you think can either offset or augment something that you're already doing, and you reach out to them directly and you guys go forward. So that happens. That's already happening.
Is there anything else like this around? Is there competition?
The way I look at it, it's almost like quasi-competition, right? So there's nobody that's doing exactly what we do in the way that we want to do it. But there are some people that'll look at it and say, well, you can use LinkedIn for that, right? You can go on LinkedIn and look for a bunch of different marketing people, and that's fine. And you can look at the bottom when people
endorsements, recommendations.
So you can go on LinkedIn to do that. You can also use a company like, but LinkedIn's not very local, although you can filter it through the Boston area if you want. But then you look at companies that really tout the local ability of their reach, with like Alignable. But Alignable doesn't focus on any one particular area of business. They're basically any small business owner, any local business. It doesn't really matter what size, shape, or color you are. And then you have companies like Business.com, which Business.com is doing basically what we're doing, but they're doing it from the entire spectrum of your business. So, like, we're trying to get sales and marketing professionals solely. They are doing the same thing, but with finance, HR, operations, literally the entire spectrum of what you can do is to run your business. So we feel, and as I was looking at some of these competitors, and like I said a few seconds ago, you can look at them as quasi-competitors, but they're not exact. They're not exactly doing what we're doing. And one of the things that they don't help you with that we think that we're going to be able to in the very near future is it's really hard for a single individual, whether it be an individual consultant or a small marketing agency, to get themselves pushed to the top of Google in a web search. It's really hard if you're not paying for it. However, we as a larger organization can get pushed to the top of Google, and you're in there already. So you're already embedded in there with us.
Interesting. So there are obviously a lot of benefits to being listed on the site and maybe being active on the site. And so I know there's the free listing, but to be active on the site, is there a cost for that? And by active, I mean, maybe contributing articles, maybe having your social media links shared there with others. How do you get even increased visibility on Smarketing Connect?
The basic membership is free, and you get your listing with your website and no website. So
the name, the photograph, so people know who you are, and then the bio, your bio. Usually the bios are straight from LinkedIn, so that that it matches what your LinkedIn profile is. The next level up is usually where you can get your one social media. We allow one social media link as well as your website link, and then in an email address, so somebody can actually email you directly. The next level up from that is really where the big stuff happens, where you can start contributing articles, get featured in our own newsletter. Goes out to over just about 5,000 small business owners. So you can get featured in the newsletter. We'll help you showcase, repost on our own social media, things like that. So in our Facebook posts right now are doing really well too. So Facebook's another avenue that we use to make sure that people get noticed.
What kind of people are listed on the site now?
We have sales experts, then we have sales trainers, we have consultants, we have tons of different marketing, all different, we have social media marketing, we have promotional marketing, we have people that do email marketing, all different types. And what's kind of cool about what's been going on is small businesses typically can't afford to hire all these different types of marketing. Marketing has become so difficult, not difficult, but broad. Like, you can't be an expert in the whole thing.
I agree.
Everybody has to be an expert in maybe one area of it. So for a small business, they can get on our site and find the different kinds of avenues that they need in marketing, as opposed to if they only need email marketing, they don't want someone that's better at social media marketing. Right. They need email. Or they want someone that builds a website. Someone that builds a website can't really be an expert at social media because it changes daily, as you know.
So it's almost like a la carte, like a menu of resources, and people can choose their specialists and work directly with the practitioner.
Yeah, and the way that sales and marketing even talk to each other has changed over the years. Sales has gotten a little bit more into marketing, and marketing has gotten a little bit more to sales in this kind of area in the middle, and who does what. And small companies can't put their hands around stuff like that because they're not a big company and they can't have that many people doing all these different roles. So they've got to be able to put it together, and that's kind of where we want to help small businesses by introducing them to quality people that they can use.
And ultimately, hopefully, the small business comes on and finds a good marketing person, and then comes back on to find a good sales, consultant to help them with all these leads that marketing is getting them.
They could build their dream team.
Yeah, team up together.
Off of the site. So any case studies, any examples that you can share with us in terms of people who have been, I mean, it's fairly new, I realize, but are there any examples of people who have gotten business or through the site yet?
Go ahead. We have two examples. We have one company that is actually out here in Hudson area.
Hudson,
yeah. And we met him at an event, and he was trying to change directions in what he was looking for, and he needed some help with that. And as he was talking to us, we had this whole premonition. He needs marketing, but he's talking to us about sales and changing directions. And we said, we know how we can do this to you. So we went on the site and we grabbed one of our partners and we pulled it all together. And we now have a full-fledged sales and marketing department sitting outside this company, helping him build his new
That's great.
brand.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
If I may ask, do you get, as the owners of the website, is there any percentage of the business revenue that goes to you?
No. We're probably
No.
not going to change that either.
Yeah, no.
We want the site to be fluid. We want the small and independent marketing and sales consulting companies and people to really feel like that this is their platform.
Yeah, whatever.
So that whatever business they earn from it is their business. We're going to make money with it. There's a couple of different things coming down the pike later that we're probably going to feel very comfortable charging money for, but it's not right now. Right now, it's about you guys.
I could see advertising on the site, I assume.
Yeah, definitely sponsors.
Sponsorships.
Tools. I mean, there's going to be tips and tools there, and so marketing people need new tips and tools all the time. So as we get new tips and tools that might be good for them, those will be probably some of the sponsors on the site.
So if I were to ask you about the future of Smarketing Connect, I mean, that's what we're talking about, maybe sponsorships, maybe tips and tools, maybe...
I think it goes really far beyond that, because if this goes the way that we'd like it to go, if this goes the longevity that we want it to have in the building that we want it to have, there's going to be quite a bit of difference, well, not difference, but quite a big future for us. So the first thing really is, this is really our testing ground, right? We're in Boston. We're not doing this anywhere else. We're actually excluding people from the site unless they're from the Boston area, because we want it to be localized. We want local businesses to be able to do business with local businesses. If this works out well, we may be able to lift it, move it, do the exact same thing in New York, Chicago, Atlanta,
love that,
whichever other. And if the manner in which we're doing this works, then the formula works. Then it's going to be easy to duplicate. Mm-hmm. That's the idea with that. But then, of course, to your other point, the other future pieces of this would be. We want to have multiple layers or multiple channels of our own revenue. So the membership revenue from the contributors would be one, the sponsorship would be the other. But then we were thinking that there's a possible arm for our own version of consulting, which would be helping the small business owner actually match to the right marketing person.
Sure.
So we wouldn't take the wheel, because we would want, again, to give you guys the reason to be on the site.
Yep.
We'd basically consult with small business owners and say, yeah, Bob's the right guy for you. Go sign up.
You'd be like
Bob.
matchmakers.
Matchmakers, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
we have an area on the site now. If you're looking for a professional, you can kind of fill out what you want, hit submit, and then we get the information and we go, oh, well, that's great. Well, that's somebody that Bob needs to talk to, or that's
Love
somebody
that.
that...
Just tell everybody, talk to Bob.
Talk to Bob. We will do that. Totally talk to Bob first, because Bob knows everything.
No, this is great. I'm very intrigued. I am impressed with what I've seen so far. How are you marketing Smarketing Connect? Are you using social media? I'm a big believer, proponent of social media. So are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook? And
we're on.
Tell people how to find you, by the way.
Yeah, we're on Twitter. We have, it's at Smarketing CNCT. And then we are on LinkedIn as well. And it's Smarketing Connect on LinkedIn, as well as we have a Facebook Smarketing Connect page as well. And we're promoting, and we post, almost daily. And what we do is we use the material from our contributors, and we highlight them, and we do certain tips and put out some of their posts for them on our social media.
And they love that, because they can piggyback on the audience you already have.
Exactly.
They could retweet you once you've tweeted out their content.
Correct.
And are you doing anything unusual or different or out of the box to get the word out? Just
We're really actually trying to put ourselves out there and trying to introduce ourselves to people like you that are doing, podcasts and shows and things like that. That's kind of a fun way to get out there.
Agreed.
Obviously, we're a big networking type, being in sales, so
Yes.
we're at a lot of networking events, reaching out and meeting people as well. And we're doing a lot of 1-minute tip videos. So I meet with people and I'll say, hey, I'll give you a question and you have 1 minute to give me a quick answer on it. And,
if someone is listening and they want to be one of those
tell them to
people
email
to
me.
provide a tip, is
Absolutely. Yeah.
is that fair?
Yeah.
That anybody within reason
Yep.
could be somebody who gives a tip that you interview?
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
any one of our contributors, any one of the experts on the
They have to be on the site.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're vetted by being on the site.
But what's kind of cool is they can get right on the site right now and actually add themselves. We don't have to visit. We don't
It
have to
is
add-
free to be
Yeah.
listed on the site.
Yep.
correct.
And once you're listed on the site, maybe they can do that tip. Is that
Correct.
Correct.
that's a good deal?
Yeah, and go right to the site, get on, fill out all
You-
your info, and we'll put you right on.
I talk to so many people who are looking for, clients and additional work, and they should be taking advantage of something like this. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The other thing too is, and just a side note, it is a no-brainer to be on there for free. But even our most expensive level of contribution, which is our professional level, is still less expensive than, say, a Chamber of Commerce. So if you're gonna be a part of Chamber of Commerce, and I've actually talked to several sales and marketing professionals with this. 9 out of 10 times, literally 9 out of 10 times, they're not actually gaining a lot of business from the Chamber of Commerce's. It's really an exposure thing. So the idea for us to keep it around the price of the Chamber of Commerce, or even a little less in most cases, is that you still can view it the same way. Because again, with backlinks from Google and all this other SEO stuff that's involved in the site, you're still going to get value beyond just being on the site. And as opposed to, a Chamber of Commerce that doesn't always satisfy some of those needs.
Yeah.
But the cost is, even our most expensive, is still less than just joining a Chamber of Commerce for a year.
Yep, and I'm looking at the pricing sheet right now, and I can corroborate that Tom is correct. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to join a Chamber of Commerce, but we're not talking an awful lot of money.
Right.
No.
There's the free entry level, and then certain amount of money per month for 2 other contributor and professional levels.
Right.
Is that public? The pricing?
That is public, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely on the website.
So.
Thought you were very careful about not reading that.
Yeah, well, let's tell everybody. It's you get free membership. That's what I'm listed as right now, and then there's a contributor listing, $10 a month, $99 a year, and then there's that professional level, $297 a year, and $29 a month. Can they pay just month by month to see how it goes?
Yes.
So that's something that to me is, LinkedIn, a lot of people pay $29, $39, $49. I'm not sure the price.
$84.
Okay, yeah. I'm not sure all the pricing, but I know they pay money, and I think I do too as well. I'm not sure how much I'm paying. So this would be, comparable, and here you can see, and this actually would be a question I want to ask. I assume you could get actual metrics at some point back. In other words, if I hypothetically do the professional level, $297 a year, and I ask you maybe after a few months, can I see how many people are clicking on my? Is that possible? How many people are visiting my page? Or
that is absolutely possible. Now, here's there's good and bad to this, right? So we can tell you if somebody went on, because the professional level has a full page that is all to yourself. So you actually get a full landing page that's yours.
Yeah.
So we can tell you if somebody clicks on it. We can actually tell you if somebody clicks off of it to go to your website. But what we can't tell you is if they go to your website and want to hire you because of something they see or they don't see on your own website.
That would be up to me. Yeah.
But I can tell you,
I know what you mean.
But at least we can say how many people came from us and went to.
Yes, right. Yeah, at a certain point, the onus is on the resource to
Correct.
deliver the goods,
Correct.
whether it's
Right.
on his or her website
Yes.
or in a conversation.
So my concern with that statement, I don't know what your experience has been with this, but I find a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times us as sales and marketing professionals sometimes are like that auto mechanic that never buys a new car or doesn't have his or her car working to the best of its ability because he's always worried about other people's cars, right?
Yes.
So sales and marketing professionals sometimes don't have the best websites or social
Yep.
media presence
Yep.
because they're always focused on their clients' stuff.
Yep.
So that's why I said it that way.
Not, and I haven't been able to say this in a number of years, but not in my case because I just had my website redesigned recently.
It's
and
very nice,
totally
too, I might
upgraded.
add.
Thank you. I'll give Christina Enge of Thoughtlight
Good girl.
a plug for that. She did an awesome job.
Good.
TheBobCargill.com, little plug.
Yeah, definitely.
I can do that. It's my show.
That's right, you can.
Yeah, so I'm ready. I'm ready for visitors on my website, and I would tell everybody who gets listed on Marketing Connect, absolutely, you got to be buttoned up. You got to have every touch point.
Well, yeah, because we're promoting you, and so in addition to, like you said, finding out how many clicks, you're getting exposure.
Yes.
Which is what you'd be paying only for at the chamber.
And-
So you're
and
getting
the-
way more value.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sounds like it. It
And
sounds like it.
The other thing too is our most successful contributors so far have been the ones that are really active. Because that's the
Giving us
other part.
information, giving us
if you
podcasts,
if you sign up and you just don't do anything with it,
Right.
then your gain to it is probably what you put into it is what you get out of it. So our most successful contributors are ones that are constantly giving us. We're not asking you to do something you're not already doing. You're already producing your own content. You're putting it on your website. You're posting it on LinkedIn. Just send it to us when you do that, and we'll do the same. That's like so. It's a lot of times people will forget to include us in that submission process, but when they do, the successes are better, are much
You
better.
get out of it what you put into it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
ideally
it's like
more.
making your content go farther.
Yeah. Steroids.
Steroids.
Content on steroids.
I love it. Steroid content. SC.
You heard it first on Bob Cargill's podcast.
Yeah.
New phenomenon.
So if somebody wants to join Marketing Connect, how do they do it? What's the process?
They can simply go right on the website and there's a link to join and they can just fill out their information and we will get them right up on the site.
And I just want to make sure everyone hears the name of the website, the URL. Can you enunciate that just so everybody?
It's smarketingconnect.com.
Gotcha. And that's SMAR. Yeah, S before marketing, connect.com. Smarketing. Love that. And you gave credit to, you said HubSpot coined that
HubSpot
term?
was the first one to coin it. It was about 10 years ago now, maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, they were originally the ones. But again, like I said, they used it for a different purpose than we do.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just a couple more questions, and we can wrap up.
Sure.
This has been a great conversation, learning all about Marketing Connect. I want to maybe throw you a curveball. I just want to ask you what you think about marketing in general. You're not marketing professionals per se. I realize that, but what do you think about what's going on in marketing today? Do you like what you see? Do you what impresses you or not about? And I guess we can say in the world of sales and marketing.
So it's really interesting. In marketing and sales, there's a lot of things that are kind of new that people are doing. They're doing the email marketing and they're doing all these different, trying to reach people different ways. But I think sometimes you kind of almost want to think about it and go back to some of the old ways where it should be person to person. Or we have one of our contributors, she sends things in the mail to people. Like thinking old is new, sometimes coming up with new ideas can be a way of getting the information out there.
Susan makes a great point. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been around since before the internet, long before the internet, and
I hate saying that out loud, by the way.
we used to say it loud and proud. I know. Sometimes it's embarrassing. I'll speak for myself how long I've been around. But yeah, we can't forget that in person and some of the tried and true principles that worked years ago, if not decades ago, still maybe work even better because everything's technology now and digital. So try an old time proven way of doing something and you might really stand out. Is that?
Exactly what I'm thinking. It's how about send a fax to somebody? Who's gotten a fax recently?
I have a fax machine.
I was saying, I don't even know if
I have one up in the attic.
Right, some do.
So I mean, I'd answer it a little. I think I'd answer it a little bit differently. I think one of the things that I see in sales and marketing that, and I'll give you a kind of likes and don't likes, right? So what I like is that I'm noticing is that there are every day popping up new and improved ways to either A, do things, or B, different channels to reach your customers, which either didn't exist 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and so there's all these really new nuances, and you hear all the one that's really positive. On the negative side, there's two things that I don't like. Is that people harp on the latest buzzword, and they don't let it go because it's the newest and latest, greatest buzzword, and they think that that's going to it's like a magic bullet, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, this whatever, and I'm not going to pick on any one particular buzzword, but I'm pretty sure your listeners will understand what I mean.
Yeah.
But so people will harp on a buzzword and expect it to be a magic bullet. The other part of it is that the sales and marketing professionals, if they have an area of expertise, sometimes they don't give weight to other areas. Meaning, I'm a social media expert, so now I'm going to tell every one of my clients that social media is the only way to go. And they don't think outside of themselves.
Yep.
So sometimes you get caught up in steering somebody the wrong way, and sometimes it's not caught fast enough to save them money and time and effort and things that they shouldn't be spending time and money and effort on. That being said, I'm not saying social media is bad by any stretch of the imagination. But one thing that I think people really need to pay attention to is just because it's your area of expertise doesn't mean it's right for the customer in front of you. And if it's not, be cognizant of that and allow them or even help them find somebody who's really should be doing what they need to be done. Does that
no, I'm very impressed with that, Tom. No, I can't argue with that at all, and especially coming from someone who background is in sales, I am impressed and respect that answer, because you're actually saying that people might perhaps hypothetically try to sell you what they specialize in, and it possibly isn't the right solution.
Right.
And I agree. So I specialize in social media now, but I also am a copywriter, I'm a marketer, and I'm a business person, and I'd also like to think I'm just honest and have good judgment. So I think I practice what you're preaching, meaning I would never say, Twitter is the answer to all of your solutions, or having a podcast is going to suddenly make your business catapult to number one in Google search rankings. A good business person, a good person in general, would be abiding by what you just said.
Right.
But you're right, a lot of people will, I know that from experience, try to sell you that which they specialize in.
And let me just clarify, I'm not saying that they do that because they're bad people. They may truly honestly believe that they're doing the right thing because it's their area of expertise and they're so passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not suggesting that there are ill quality people out there. That's certainly not my point. My point is just that they sometimes don't look beyond themselves.
No, that's another good caveat.
Yeah.
Well, it's you're hungry for lunch, and you could eat pizza, you could eat a sub, you could eat sushi, and each restaurant thinks they have the best food for you.
Well, it's kind of
That's a great analogy.
I just made that up. And they're not necessarily trying to sell you a bill of goods or whatever, of bad food. By no means, it's all good food, but is it the right food for you at that time? Right.
Well, it's all about that, like that drinking the Kool-Aid. You drink the Kool-Aid of the product, and you're touting grape when it really probably should be strawberry. So.
No, the buy. I won't go so far as to say it, but I'm going to say it. The buyer beware idea. Both buyer and seller need to be mindful of what they're selling and what they're buying, and realize you want long-term, mutually beneficial relationships. So don't. The seller should never be selling something he or she isn't sure or quite sure is the solution, and the buyer has to, kick the tires and make sure he or she's shopping around a little bit, I think.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And that's what Smarketing Connect kind of will do for small businesses, is to help them be able to kick the tire a little better than, these large companies can hire these big agencies that have all these experts. Well, a small business doesn't really have that time to Google all these people and try to find all these experts that they need, whereas they can come to one spot and hopefully find them.
Susan, that was a perfect way of wrapping up
Oh, did you like that? I did that.
tail part of our conversation. And I agree. So if you're buying marketing services or sales services, you go to Smarketing Connect. You can shop around. You can test, right? You can talk to different people and maybe try before you buy.
And you can reach out to us directly. We're salespeople, so we're not gonna try to sell you our marketing services. We don't have that. So if you call us and say, or you reach out to us directly and say, I really need somebody in social media, we might be able to put you in touch with 4 or 5 of them instead of just
Bob,
one.
right?
Right.
I would say it should be Bob, but if you're doing your job right, and I obviously support that, you might have a few Bobs on your website. You might have Bob and Susan and Mary and Tom and whomever, and I agree with all of that. I think it's smart. I would like my potential clients to make sure to look around, make sure, because you want the right fit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that the whole co-compete. Not everybody's going to want to deal with Bob. Some people might want Susan, but there are going to be people that are going to want Bob, and hopefully they'll find you on our site.
That's a term we heard recently too, co-compete. We'll love that.
I don't know that.
So the idea is, again, so you have a social media expert that can identify a client that really needs email marketing. So you're competing for the marketing dollar, but not for the same area of marketing. So you're co-competing, and that you might end up being able to both
Work
get
together.
that client and portionalize the marketing budget, so both of you get the client instead of one.
That's what I think about marketing people, is they all need to learn how to co-compete. As I said, expert in this, let's get together.
I've always believed that. I just never knew the term, co-compete.
I forget where we heard it.
I say
don't remember where we heard
win-win.
it.
I always say it's a win-win.
Co-compete?
Do you know, as AMA Boston president, my theme is win-win.
Yeah.
That's an internal theme for our board. And I do talk about it at meetings in public. I want everybody to be winning. So in a way, we're all co-competing. I
Yeah.
never knew that term.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Love that. Hey, is there anything else, Susan, Tom, that you guys want to say about Smarketing Connect or anything in general? This is
This is it.
your opportunity.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I wanted to say thank you for having us. It's been really nice to chat with you. And, let's hope that we can get Smarketing Connect to give everybody in the local Boston area in sales and marketing more business.
Yeah. Same for me. The only other thing I think I would leave you with is, don't be afraid to go on the website and tell us what you like or what you don't like.
Yeah.
So go to the website, give us some feedback, send us an email, send us some information, and say love it or I don't because it's missing this or missing that. We'll fix it. We really want this to be a really true resource for small business owners and a really good field of play for sales and marketing professionals.
And that website is smarketingconnect.com with an S before marketing, smarketingconnect.com. Thanks, Tom Libby and Susan McKenney. This is Bob Cargill from Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. We are recording today from Out of Office, a ridiculously awesome co-working space here in Hudson, Massachusetts. I love working here. I come here often to get a lot of my work done and to occasionally record a podcast episode like I've done today with Susan and Tom from Smarketing Connect. So thanks, everybody, for listening, and we will talk to you again soon.